Morning, my friends. I'm Pastor Ben Hayes from First Baptist Church, Dadeville, Alabama, bringing you our thought for the day on Monday, December 1st. Christmas season is here, and we are accelerating quickly into the holidays. This week is going to be amazing. This next week after that, it's going to be great. So join us, I hope. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Right now, we're in First Corinthians chapter 3. Let's go back to verse 18. I love that first sentence there. Paul says, let no one deceive himself. Now, you would think that would be impossible, right? To deceive ourselves because we know what we're saying, we know what we're doing, we know what we believe, right? So how do you deceive yourself? Well, understand something. The Bible tells us that our hearts are deceitfully wicked. And we often deceive ourselves, thinking that we're more than we are, thinking that we deserve more than we get, thinking that we can do more than we can. I realize in recent weeks that I'm not 30 years old anymore. And I sometimes think that I can still do the things that I could do when I was 30. And I find out pretty quickly my body disagrees. I've deceived myself. But sometimes we deceive ourselves spiritually. And that's a problem. And that's what was going on in Corinth. People had deceived themselves into believing that they were right and everybody else was wrong, that they had an inside track on everything. Now, look at how Paul continues this. He says, if anyone among you seems to be wise in this age, let him become a fool that he may become wise. See, it's not our wisdom that counts. It's not our intelligence. It's not our education that matters. When we're talking about this, we're talking about the wisdom that comes from God. We're talking about godly wisdom. And he says we have to become a fool. In other words, we have to just toss out all of those worldly things that we think we've accomplished, those things that we think that we are. We're not the smartest person in the room. We're not the best preacher. We're not the best teacher. We're not the best anything. Just toss that aside and let the wisdom of God fill our hearts and show us what we need to do. Remember what Jesus said? You want to be first, be last. You want to be greatest, be least. Everything is turned upside down in God's kingdom. And so we become a fool that we may become wise. Listen to what he says. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. I mean, imagine that. Think about that. Let's say you've got the man with or woman with the highest IQ in all of the world, and they know just about everything. And you sit down and have a conversation with them. A lot of times they're going to think, man, that person's ignorant. They don't know anything. Well, think about this. God is the creator of the universe. God knows everything. And so understand the wisdom of this world, the smartest person in the world is foolish before God. We just don't know. He says, for it is written, he catches the wise in their own craftiness. And again, the Lord knows the thoughts of the wise, that they are futile. See, we think that we know more than we do. We think that we've got it all right. I love it when science is proven wrong. Now, I came up with a scientific background. I really did. But see, my understanding of science is different from science today. My understanding of science is that you try to prove things wrong so that you can move forward closer to the truth. Understand that's what God does. He is all truth, and everything that he has done, everything that he has said remains firm and always truthful. You will never prove him wrong. But every day, science is proven wrong. You think about that. All of these people who have set out to prove that evolution is fact, when it's not even a good theory. There's no evidence to back it. Think about all of well, I won't go into that, but I started talking about COVID, how we were told certain things when it was just made up. Understand, God's wisdom proves the foolishness of this world. The Lord knows the thoughts of the wise, that they are futile. So, what do we need to do? Verse 21. Therefore, let no one boast in men. Let not your boast be in men, in yourself, in others. Don't make them the target of your glory, your honor, your respect. Now, respect everyone. That's what Paul tells us. But I'm talking about giving them the respect that's due to God. Don't put your boast in men, for all things are yours. whether Paul or Apollos or Cephas or the world or life or death or things present or things to come, all are yours. Why? Because God wants to give you everything that He has. But you've got to become foolish in order to receive the wisdom of the Father. Think about that today. Empty yourself of self and watch what God does. Be blessed. I'll see you back here tomorrow.